ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Verse 48. Pragdishtam Bhritya Rakshayam Purushena Mahatmana Tadaha Krityam Tam Chakram Kruddhahim Iva Pavakaha. As fire in the forest immediately burns to ashes an angry snake, so by the previous order of the Supreme Person of Godhead, his disc, the Sudarshana Chakra, immediately burned to ashes the created demon to protect the Lord's devotee. So simple. Here it's saying by the previous order of the Supreme Person of Godhead. So already the Lord had given an order, and by that previous order, the Sudarshana Chakra immediately burnt to ashes the demon. Why? To protect the Lord's devotee. Purport: as a pure devotee, Maharaja Ambarīṣa, although in such danger, did not move an inch from his position, nor did he request the Supreme Person of Godhead to give him protection. Now, this is the answer for all those devotees who have so many questions about what should we do when there is some problem, danger. So Prabhupada is very simply saying, as a pure devotee, Maharaja Ambarīṣa, although in such danger, did not move an inch from his position, nor did he request the Supreme Person of Godhead to give him protection. Now then, next logic that is given is saying that, yeah, Ambarīṣa Mahārāja was a great devotee, so he could do that. We are not so great. Yeah, but the difference between um, how does one become a great devotee? By having faith in the instructions of Guru and Krishna. Now, this faith might come, we might get this faith maybe after multiple lives, or we might also get this faith very quickly if we associate with those devotees who have such faith. So one thing we have to understand, it's not necessary that we get constrained in our progress in Krishna consciousness because of logical reasons that devotees normally give, saying that, I'm fallen, I'm not so advanced, which is true. But that doesn't have to prevent us from becoming great. Of course, great doesn't mean that recognition, but dearer to Krishna, dear to Krishna. So here, what we can learn is that if we have that faith, then we can immediately come to the position of Maharaj Ambarish. If we don't have that faith, it will take us so much time, as much time as we will take to increase that faith. That is why we have to hear these narrations again and again, these pastimes. Then we can understand, Prahlad Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, in the Greatest of dangers. They didn't bother. They just didn't bother. They had so much faith. He was fixed in understanding, and it was certain that he was simply thinking of the Supreme Person of Godhead in the core of his heart. Not for any prayer, not with the intention of praying for anything. He was simply thinking about the Supreme Person of Godhead in his heart. That's all. Hmm. A devotee is never fearful of his death, for he meditates on the Supreme Person of Godhead always. Not for any material profit, but as his duty. Of course, Prabhupada is um, talking about duty, not like we should not think about this duty like I have to do, so I am doing. No, but because we are servants of Krishna, it's our duty, it's our real position to be dependent on Him and serve Him. So think about Him all the time. So that way, our duty. Of course, the word duty might make us think differently, but it's not that we have to mechanically just do because somebody has to do it. Of course, those are initial stages of devotion, but as we make progress, it happens out of love. The Lord, however, knows how to protect his devotee. It's very, very important. Single statement. Hmm. The Lord, however, knows how to protect his devotee. He knows what needs to be done. We see sometimes, we have like so many like complex situations in our life, in materially, spiritually. Sometimes, we are in the midst of all such situations, but the Lord knows how to protect his devotee. And protection doesn't necessarily mean just physical protection. Of course, physical protection is required because otherwise we can't do any spiritual activities without this body. And so that body needs to be protected, which anyway Krishna does. It's not like a big thing. But what is most important is that he not only takes care of us physically, but he also takes care of us spiritually. So he will take care. He will do whatever is best for us. Hmm. As indicated by the words Pragdishtam, the Lord knew everything. Therefore, before anything happened, he had already arranged for his chakra to protect Maharaja Ambarīṣa. And this already the Lord had done previously by the previous order. Hmm. By the previous order of the Lord, already Sudarshana was ready for this episode only, for this incident. Hmm. So when this happened, Chakra was ready to protect. Please see this sentence. This protection is offered to a devotee even from the very beginning of his devotional service. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. If one simply begins devotional service, he is immediately protected by the Supreme Person of Godhead. So, we don't need to have any qualification. So amazing. Mm. We read these statements, but somehow still there's some doubt. Uh, and we, what should we say? We ourselves opt out of this protection. We opt out of this protection by thinking that it's not true. Krishna might still not leave us because we will be neophyte stage. Krishna will say, okay, he doesn't understand. It's okay. We'll still protect him. It's like a child doesn't listen to what parents are saying, but parents will still protect the child. So Krishna will still protect his devotee. Ham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. Protection begins immediately. The Lord is so kind and merciful that he gives the devotee proper guidance and all protection. And thus the devotee very peacefully makes solid progress. Solid progress. This word solid progress is like a not just progress, solid progress in Krishna consciousness without outward disturbances. Now, see, this is very, very important to understand. Current, don't go. Um, See, the Lord is kind and merciful and He gives proper guidance and protection. Now, this is very important. Just now, very recently, there's some incident with devotee's child. And then the Lord gave intelligence to the devotee to contact um, another devotee, and that helped in actually finding some solution which was not usual. Uh, so the Lord protects, and it's not just Lord doesn't just protect the devotee; He also protects the family of the devotee. This is amazing mercy, because that's why Prabhupada is saying He's so kind and merciful. So He gives the devotee proper guidance, right guidance at the right time. Whatever is required, we don't know what is required, but He will give the required guidance and protection. And when one is in confidence, one has faith, saying that, okay, Lord is there, He's taking care. What will the devotee do? Very peacefully, happily make solid progress in Krishna consciousness. I mean, this word solid is such an amazing word. It's solid progress. I don't know how to explain this. In local slang in Kannada, also this word is used generally to mean like something like irreversible or amazing, like to give that feeling of extremity, something which is, just beyond. Uh, so it's not like some ordinary progress. We can make solid progress without outward disturbances. Now, devotees might say, no, no, but we are facing so many disturbances in our life. But what we don't know is whether it's a disturbance or whether it's mercy of the Lord, right? That we can't identify. So, unfortunately, even mercy of the Lord, we think of those situations also as disturbance, but that's just our fallen condition, because it's clear that once we take shelter of Krishna, then Krishna takes care of things. And Prabhupada is saying not even shelter, just from beginning of devotional service, one is protected. Now, when one has made a little bit more progress, they would have depended, surrendered more to Krishna, and obviously he will take care. Now, what about devotees who are initiated? Even for them, Krishna gives the same protection. But then Krishna also a little bit does some little bit chiseling. What is chiseling? Chisel. And somebody has a chisel, they're making a murti, a statue or something. So then they have some hammer and chisel. And with the chisel, what they do? They give little bit shape to the form. So Lord will chisel us so that we come to the proper form, which is being servant of Krishna, not being materially engrossed or concerned or worried or all these things. So the Lord will do that, and that might seem as outward disturbance, that's all, but they're not really disturbances at all. They're just mercy of the Lord. A serpent may be very angry and ready to bite, but the furious snake is helpless when faced by a blazing fire in the forest. Although an enemy of a devotee may be very strong, is compared to an angry serpent before the fire of devotional service. Uh, enemy of a devotee may be very strong, but is compared to an angry serpent before the fire of devotional service. So devotional service is so powerful, so um, we don't have to worry. We can very peacefully make solid progress in Krishna consciousness. So, yeah, if you can just accept this one statement that Prabhupada is making. So we don't have to get disturbed by situations in our life. Whatever is being done by Krishna for our welfare. So we just accept it, and then we move on with our life. The idea to serve and please Guru and Krishna, and that's all that is required. But sometimes we see that devotees are too concerned about their life. Uh, Actually, I was talking to one relative of mine who my cousin, she lost her husband 2 days back. He was just some 58 or 59, something like that. And I was talking to her, and in that conversation, it was so clear that she's so afraid. She's so afraid. And I was telling her, saying that, she's worried, saying that, no, how will things happen, this, that. So, like, just depend on Krishna. Just start chanting Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna will take care of you. There is nothing, don't need to do some major heavy lifting or do something else. Just simply Krishna will take care. Mm. But unfortunately, people in this world, they are afraid, they are tense, they are worried, but they don't want to take shelter of Krishna, which is so unfortunate. And Krishna is waiting. Krishna is willing, completely willing, to give that protection. So it's easy. We just have to read. When we read Prabhupada's purports, we should understand that this is what it is, that this is the reality, and simply accept it. That's all. Sometimes it takes us some time. It's just based on our stage of devotion we are in, how much progress we have made, etc. But then we can look at other devotees, who are around us, who have amazing faith. And then it'll rub off. Devotional service rubs off, meaning we can get influenced by that kind of devotion. And then we will also come to that stage. But for which we have to take association. The problem, and yeah, actually, one more deep realization for me is it's not that association has to happen with only those devotees who sit on Vyasasana and speak. Sometimes devotees who are nowhere near the Vyasasana will have more deeper devotion, deeper realizations, deeper faith. We have to just be fortunate enough to be able to connect with those devotees. How that will happen? By our earnest prayers, Krishna will connect us. Hmm? So we have to just be prayerful. We have to always be on the lookout for guidance, mercy. Then that devotee can be anybody. Doesn't have to be some preacher alone. There are so many devotees who are so sincere and practicing so nicely. If we pray, then Krishna will take us to such devotees. Mm. And I feel very, very fortunate because I'm in the midst of such devotees. Obviously, I don't want to name them, but I know how exalted they are. So, this is mercy of the Lord. Many years back, I was in distress, saying that I don't have quality association. And then Krishna answered my prayers. Now He has given me association of devotees who are far more advanced than I am. And I feel so happy learning. Each and every day, there are so many things that I learn from them about Krishna consciousness. They're not going to sit and give class, right? Obviously, they think I'm more advanced than them, but just by their actions, just by what they say, how they do things, etc. It becomes pretty evident saying that, they're more advanced. And we don't have to feel, false ego. Oh, how is it possible? I only trained them. I only brought them into Krishna consciousness. No way. We can't bring anybody to Krishna consciousness. It's just the Lord's mercy and the devotion in the heart of the devotee that they come to Krishna. We are just a postman. How proud can a postman be? That he delivered a great letter. Foolishness. Uh, right? So it's just, we can understand that. Okay, fortunately, Krishna has made us an instrument in his service, but that's all. Nothing beyond it. But really, what is worthy to note is the devotion of those devotees, it's so amazing, so deep. So yeah, it's nice. And Krishna will protect us. Krishna will give us guidance. Krishna will take care of everything for us. Don't have to don't have to tell him, saying that Krishna, you have to do this, you have to do that. Krishna says, boss, I will do, don't worry. I'm there with you. Anyway, he won't say boss. That's my fallen state. Okay, verse 49. Tad abhidravad udvikshya swaprayasam cha nishphalam durvasa dudruve bhito dikshu prana paripsaya. Upon seeing that his own attempt had failed and that the Sudarshana Chakra was moving toward him, Durvasa Muni became very frightened and began to run in all directions to save his life. Tammanvadhavat bhagavat Davagniruddhuta-shikho yatahim tathanushaktam munirikshamano guham vivikshu prasasarameroho. As the blazing flames of a forest fire pursue a snake, the disk of the Supreme Person of Godhead began following Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni is compared to the snake, hissing snake, angry snake. And the disk of the Lord, the Sudarshana, is compared to the blazing flame of a forest fire. Durvasa Muni saw that the disk was almost touching his back. And thus he ran very swiftly, desiring to enter a cave of Sumeru mountain. So he thought that he can protect himself by entering a cave. Disho navakshamam vivaran samudran lokan sapalam stridivam gatah saha yato yato dhavati tatra tatra sudarshanam dushprasaham dadarsha. Just to protect himself, Durvasa Muni fled everywhere, in all directions, in the sky, on the surface of the earth, in caves, in the ocean, on different planets of the rulers of the three worlds, even on heavenly planets. But wherever he went, he immediately saw, following him, the unbearable fire of the Sudarshana Chakra. So we can understand that, there's no place in this material world, be it whatever, that can give a person protection. If he's whatever karma phala is going to reach him, is going to reach him irrespective of where he is. And this demon which was created by the Lord, by Durvasa, was destroyed, and the creator of the demon is also being tormented. So, because he done such a grave mistake of troubling a pure devotee, he is being tormented by another devotee, Sudarshana. Alabdhanatha sasada kutaschit santrastachitto ranam yeshamanaha devam virincham samagad vidhatas trahyatmayone jitatejaso mam. With a fearful heart, Durvasa Muni went here and there seeking shelter. But when he could find no shelter, he finally approached Lord Brahma and said, "Oh my Lord, oh Lord Brahma, kindly protect me from the blazing Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Supreme Person of Godhead." Sri Brahmovacha Sthanam Madiyam Saha Vishwametat Kridavasane Dviparardha Sangne Bhrubhangamatreణ hi Sandidaksho Kalatmano Yasya Tribha Bhavishyati Aham Bhavo Daksha Bhrugu Pradhanaha Prajesha Bhutesha Suresha Mukhyaha Sarve Vayam Yanyamam Prapanna Murnyarpitam Lokahitam Vahamaha. Lord Brahma said, at the end of the Dviparardha, and Parardha means half, Dviparardha means second half of his life. When the pastimes of the Lord come to an end, Lord Vishnu, by a flick of his eyebrows, vanquishes the entire universe, including our places of residence. Such personalities as me and Lord Shiva, as well as Daksha, Bhrigu, and similar great saints, of which they are the head, and also the rulers of the living entities, the rulers of human society, rulers of demigods, all of us surrender to the Supreme Person of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, bowing our heads to carry out his orders for the benefit of all living beings. So, Brahma is saying, even we are under, mercy of the Lord. So he will just, by the by the flick of his eyebrows, he will vanquish the whole universe and all our residences, everything will be destroyed. So, we all surrender to the Supreme Lord and bowing our heads to carry out his orders for the benefit of all living entities. So, indirectly saying, I can't do anything about Sudarshana Chakra because it is sent by the Lord. Mrityu Sarvaharashchaham, when the Supreme Person of Godhead approaches as death or the Supreme Controller of time, he takes everything away. In other words, all opulence, prestige, and everything we possess is given by the Supreme Lord for some purpose. It is the duty of the surrendered soul to execute the orders of the Supreme. And the orders of the Supreme means orders of Guru. No one can disregard him. Under the circumstances, Lord Brahma refused to give shelter to Durvasa Muni from the powerful Sudarshana Chakra sent by the Lord. He is just saying that we execute the orders of the Supreme Lord. Sorry, we can't help. So you'll have to figure out some other solution for yourself. प्रत्याख्यातो विरिञ्चेन विष्णुचक्रोपतापितः दुर्वासा शरणं यातः शर्वं कैलासवासिनम्. And Durvasa, who was greatly afflicted by the blazing fire of the Sudarshana Chakra, was thus refused by Lord Brahma. He tried to take shelter of Lord Shiva, who always resides on his planet known as Kailasa. Shri Shankara Uvacha Vayam Nathata Prabhavam Bhumni Yasmin Paranyepyaja Jivakoshaha Bhavanti Kalena Bhavanti Hidrishaha Sahasrasho Yatra Vayam Brahmamaha. Lord Shiva said, my dear son, I, Lord Brahma, and the other demigods who rotate within this universe under the misconception of our greatness cannot exhibit any power to compete with the Supreme Person of Godhead. For innumerable universes and their inhabitants come into existence and are annihilated by the simple direction of the Lord. So Shiva is also saying that we can't do anything to compete with him. He is very, very great. So simply you better surrender to him. But there are innumerable universes in the material world, and there are innumerable Lord Brahmas, Lord Shivas, and other demigods. All of them rotate within the material world under the supreme direction of the person of Godhead. Therefore, no one is able to compete with the strength of the Lord. Lord Shiva also refused to protect Durvasa, for Lord Shiva also was under the rays of the Sudarshan Chakra, sent by the Supreme Lord. Now, Durvasa was himself an Amsha of Shiva. And he went to Shiva and Shiva said, I can't protect you. So, nobody can protect unless Krishna wants us to be protected. And which is why Prabhupada is saying Krishna is ready to give you all protection. So why worry? Aham Sanat Kumarascha Narado Bhagavanajah Kapilo Apantaratamo Devalo Dharma Asurihi Mamarichi Pramukhas Siddhesha Paradarshanah Vidamana Vayam Sarve Yanmayam Mayaya Prutaha Tasya Vishveshwarasyedam Shastram Durvishaham Hinaha Tamyevam Sharanam Yahi Haristesham Vidhasyati. Past, present, and future are known to me, Lord Shiva, Sanat Kumara, Narada, Lord, the most revered Lord Brahma, Kapila, Apantaratama, Lord Vyasadeva, Devala, Yamaraja, Asuri, Marichi, and many saintly persons headed by him, as well as many others who have achieved perfection. Nonetheless, because we are covered by the illusory energy of the Lord, we cannot understand how expansive that illusory energy is. So here, Prabhupada has translated it as well as many others who have achieved perfection. Now, this perfection is not the ultimate perfection. This perfection is mukti. That's all. But Lord Shiva is saying, nonetheless, because we are covered by the illusory energy, we cannot understand how expansive that illusory energy is. You should simply approach Supreme Lord to get relief. For this Sudarshana is intolerable even to us. So Lord Shiva is simply directly saying, Brahma indirectly said, saying that we execute the orders of the Lord. Shiva is directly saying, hey, just go take shelter of Supreme Lord. No other way, no other possibility. Go to Lord Vishnu. He will certainly be kind enough to bestow all good fortune upon you. So, Tato nirasho durvasaha padam bhagavato yayau vaikunఠాఖ్యం yadadhyaste Srinivasa Shriyasaha. Thereafter, after being disappointed even in taking shelter of Lord Shiva, Durvasa went to Vaikuntha, where the Supreme Lord Narayana resides with his consort Lakshmi Devi. Sandhayyamano Shastrapahvanina Tatpadamule Patitah Save Patuhu Aha Chutananta Saddeepsita Prabho Krutagasam Ma Bahi Vishwabhavana. Durvasa Muni, the great mystic, scorched by the heat of the Sudarshana Chakra, fell at the lotus feet of Narayana, his body trembling. He spoke as follows: O infallible, unlimited Lord, protector of the entire universe, you are the only desirable objective for all devotees. I am a great defender, my Lord. Please give me protection. So Durvasa Muni did not say, you are the only desirable object for me, because he was not a devotee. He says, you are the only desirable objective to for all devotees. And me, I am a great offender. Please give me protection. Ajanatha te paramanubhavam kritam mayagham bhavatah priyanam vidhehi kasyapachitim vidhatar uchetayannam nudite narakopi. O my Lord, O Supreme Controller, without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offended your most dear devotee. Very kindly save me from the reaction of his offense. See, look at this statement. Without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offended your most dear devotee. What does that mean? Durvasa Muni possibly did not expect Ambarīṣa Mahārāja to be so dearly protected by the Lord. So he thought that, he can just, his own material ways, he can get away or whatever. So without this knowledge of your unlimited prowess, and the unlimited prowess of the Lord is also visible in the unlimited prowess of his pure devotees. Pure devotees are empowered by the Lord to show as much power as the Lord wants them to show. The Lord wants they can show full power, but He gives them whatever is required. So, even like that, by seeing a devotee, we can understand the unlimited prowess of the Lord. So, he's praying, very kindly save me from the reaction of this offense. I am offended. So, he is clear, done offense, offended your devotee. So, please save me. You can do everything for even if a person is fit for going to hell, you can deliver him simply by awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship. Now see, this is very, very important. Durvasa Muni knew all this. He knew that even if a person is fit to go to hell, you can deliver him. It's in your hands. You can simply awaken within his heart the holy name. This also Durvasa Muni knew. Still offended. A devotee. So it's very, very dangerous. No knowledge, it's our nature which will make us do things like this. So knowledge will not come in the middle because we are conditioned. So it's better by practice we try to become submissive and tolerant and surrender to authorities, etc. Now the other important thing to note here, even if the holy name is awakened in the heart, it cannot protect a Vaishnava person who does Vaishnava aparadha. So Durvasa Muni is saying you can awaken the holy name, but still it is not good enough to protect one from the offense he does at the lotus feet of a devotee. So we have to be very, very careful dealing with devotees. Unnecessary criticism for the sake of criticism is not good. And unfortunately, we see this prevalent, very, very prevalent in our society. Day in, day out, devotees are simply talking about others. He's like this, she's like this. What business do we have? Why don't we just mind our own business? First, fix ourselves. And we have a long way to go with respect to fixing ourselves itself. So why talk about others? And unfortunately, this is like a bad quality in those people who talk about other devotees. And I also say that, other devotees should not encourage. The other day I was in the presence of somebody whom I knew is going to talk something about some other devotees. And I prayed to Krishna saying that, no, I don't want to be part of this, offense that will get committed now. So somehow Krishna gave me the intelligence to escape. I couldn't escape from the situation, as in I couldn't run away from there, but somehow he prevented that conversation from happening. I didn't show enough enthusiasm for whatever the devotee had to say, and then somehow Krishna prevented him from speaking. And I know devotees who are fueling this criticism, this quality in others by encouraging them, by talking with them, thinking that they're doing some great service by hearing to their criticism about other devotees. It's a big mistake. Unfortunately, the devotee is not hearing this class. So we should not encourage. We should not encourage people who want to speak about other devotees. Just avoid that association. Simple. We should respect such devotees, but we should avoid that association. Don't talk. Don't talk. Because there is no other way we can protect ourselves. Of course, the devotee will protect the devotee also who has this tendency to criticize other devotees. And somehow, I think devotees feel justified to criticize others. Because we think that, oh, no, this is right. I mean, what I'm doing is right. What I'm saying is right. Vaishnava Aparadh doesn't function on that platform. Vaishnava Aparadh functions on the platform of maturity in Krishna consciousness. If that other person is more mature than us in Krishna consciousness, even if it does a mistake, Krishna himself will forgive. Who are we to criticize that devotee? And I don't know how else to say, it just destroys our devotion. I've been trying hard to bring this to the attention of those devotees who are involved in this kind of activities. Unfortunately, it's not making an impression. I don't know, I'm lost. I'm praying to Krishna to give mercy to those devotees so that they stop this blaspheming business. See, understand how important it is. Some big Muni like Durvasa Muni, he's going to get destroyed. I mean, just again now, just that the devotee himself will forgive. Ambarīṣa will forgive him. Otherwise, he would have been destroyed by Sudarshana. So if we engage in Vaishnava Aparadh, if we support somebody else who is doing Vaishnava Aparadh, our devotion is going to get So we have to be very, very careful. Don't feel justified talking about other devotees. Full stop. Full stop. I mean, don't give logic, argument. I've told this multiple times. You have no responsibility about it. You have a problem, you speak to the person who is in charge of the preaching, and they'll take care of it. They'll do the needful. Don't take it in your hands. Already our devotion is so feeble. You can very easily crumble. Maya is super powerful. We should not get into this nonsense habit of either criticizing or encouraging other devotees criticizing. Both are happening, unfortunately. Even after saying again and again and again. And I don't feel like saying these things on the face to the person who is doing it, because it might just break their heart, or they might feel really bad of whatever, right? I mean, our interest is to somehow take everybody along on the path of devotion. So and if I say some things like that, it won't help. So I'm praying to Krishna to give those devotees intelligence so that they can hear what is being said here and stop this nonsense. Talking about other devotees has to be stopped. Stop associating with those devotees who offend, who criticize other devotees. Otherwise, we can't make progress. We can be doing this, that, chanting, reading, hearing, seva, this, that, but nothing is going to be useful. Nothing is going to be useful. The Vaishnava Aparadh is considered like a mad elephant offense, mad elephant. It just disrupts our bhakti, that's all. It destroys our bhakti. So we have to be very, very careful with this. Okay, I'll stop here. So if anybody has anything to say. And of course, I mean, now, if there are questions on this, please don't tell me that person did this, I'm justified in doing. No, all this is not a consideration. We don't have the authority to do, so we should just keep quiet. That's all. Simple. Right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, now we say Krishna takes care of his devotees. The Amrish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. I mean, the Bhagavatam we see so many examples. Now we are subjected to Maya and subtle free independence. We try not to do things. But now, Prabhu, why do such exalted devotees who have spent all their lives serving Krishna at the fag end of their life or something, they fall down? Is it, I mean, why this happens? Is it, I mean, Maya, free will, everything is, Prabhu, they've given up their life. They've given years and years of their lives into
Yeah,
it. And one fine day you'll say, we'll so and so fell
yeah,
down, like
yeah.
why doesn't Krishna not come and
Bharat Maharaj. And just remember Bharat Maharaj always. We misuse our free will, nobody will help us. Krishna will not help. Krishna will obviously send other devotees, guidance, etc., to prevent us. But we think that we sometimes, this considering that we are so advanced, we stop taking guidance from others. And what Bharat Maharaj did, he just went away.
yeah.
He just went away from the association of devotees. He went alone to the forest.
Yeah,
There.
probably even in the case of Bharat Maharaj, see, like I mean, years and years he spent in, he gave up all his
Yeah,
absolute life,
yeah,
everything. But
yeah,
it just, like one act of kindness, he was just flown into it without even realization that he was getting attached to the deer.
yeah.
I mean, then why didn't Krishna come and help him that time and say, "This is not." I mean, like this is exactly our positions also. No, probably we don't realize when
Yeah,
we flow out of
Krishna
it.
helps.
What
Krishna helps,
Krishna
no?
helped him by giving three birds. He could have.
No, no,
Krishna
not,
came.
not, yeah, not that Mataji. See, the help that Krishna gives, see, we are not so exalted that Krishna might
Yeah,
not necessarily come in front of us and tell us, right?
yeah, true.
And the answer is devotee association. Krishna has given us protection. Krishna has given us permanent protection from all nonsense that we can possibly do by putting us in the association of devotees. When we ignore this, when we neglect this association is when devotees fall down. And this is common, you go across anybody, Maharaj fallen, same thing, same reason. Why? Because Maharaj at their level, they can't open up their heart and speak to anybody. So if they don't have their own peers whom they are near dear to, whom they can open up their heart and speak, then they are in danger. And
So
it's
why
true
doesn't
for.
Krishna help there? Because
No,
see,
but we
what you
don't
said
know.
today, like
Why
what.
would Krishna not help, Mataji? I mean, I'm saying, see, please understand one thing, that our free will, we are so stubborn. Like, after, actually, we should understand this, right? For years and years and years, we've been hearing these things, we've been telling others these things, right? But if we don't want to follow it, that is our desire not to follow. Now, what will Krishna do? Will Krishna come and hold my hand, saying that don't do this? Even if he does it, we will say, no, 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 it's just my mind. My mind is taking me in a wrong direction, or this I have to do. Right? So we should understand we have not come to the stage of prema. Maharaj Bharat was at the stage of bhava. Even at the stage of bhava, he lost himself, he lost track. Now, those who have not reached that stage at all, now they might have been in Krishna consciousness for 50 years or 100 years or whatever it is, but we don't know what stage they are in their devotion. Right? And see, we should never think that Krishna doesn't help. Prabhupada is so clearly saying, even for a neophyte devotee, one day in devotional service, Krishna will help. But the difference between that devotee and that devotee who's been in the movement for many years is that this devotee, the new devotee, will feel like he'll just take whatever help comes his way, thinking that, see, I came with some I wanted help from Krishna and Krishna is helping me and they'll take it. But when we are in the system for too long, we think that we are above all this. It's just our complacency, our misuse of free will that destroys us. It's very, very simple. I mean, that is why Prabhupada always said, be afraid of Maya.
I told
Maya,
him same thing.
yeah, yes,
I
Prabhu.
told the same thing.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I'm telling my example only.
Mm,
With that, children were putting about 7, 8 years back,
mm,
big plant in Hyderabad, floor mill.
mm, mm,
When we were finalizing, my heart was telling, don't go, this is big. But
mm,
greed and other mind was pushing, go ahead actually. Frankly telling,
mm,
it will
mm,
become a very big plant and like this.
mm,
So, and other side, So how I can say Krishna did not help me actually?
Yeah.
One mind Krishna was telling me, okay, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't
Yes.
go. But my
Yes.
free will and my greed was kind of pushing me that
Yeah.
kind of actually
Yeah.
came.
Thank you,
So
Prabhu. Yeah.
in everyone heart, either some situation comes everywhere, little bit slowly or hardly. Everybody face this in their heart. Okay, do not do, do not do. It
Yeah.
is we empower ourselves with our desire and kind of greed and free will actually.
Correct, correct, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes.
No, no problem. Like, I mean, see, my point is now even good like what you voiced today that like Maharajas cannot talk. Guru Maharaj did express that it becomes very lonely and you can't speak your mind out, right?
Yeah.
But at least we can speak out. Like
Yes.
many times we don't want to blaspheme a devotee, but
Hmm.
many times you need to speak out, just to get over it at times, not
Yeah.
with an intention of
Yeah.
blaspheming XYZ or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
My whole point is, like, okay, we've not reached Bharat Maharaj, but the flow, Maya is so strong, the flow becomes this thing. See how we come into Krishna conscious, and so many times now, like now we see Madhu Pandit, he's flourishing everywhere you go. Now I went to the Rath Yatra. Fortunately or unfortunately, one of the CEO's mother was there, who was this thing, and the way she was getting attention, this that, Madhu Pandit. Oh, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, his Food for Life program everywhere. Akshay Patre, Akshay Patre का ये है. Okay, you can go in front. उनको why do they flourish so much, Prabhu? Like इतना कुछ करने के बाद भी name, fame, money. I mean, I can't question Krishna. I mean, he must have done Sukriti right now. Why
No,
either
but okay, that's a
surrender
different
not so
question.
much.
That's a
Either
different
okay.
question.
No, but like it's such as our surrender is not so much. Okay, we don't flow. Why Krishna doesn't. I mean, without Krishna's mercy, we can't be in Krishna conscience or in any consciousness.
No, so Mataji, okay, I don't want to comment on
No,
the
it's so.
Pandit, but see, whatever he is getting is material fame. Now, who cares about this material fame? I mean, he might be called and he might be garlanded by somebody. Doesn't mean that Krishna is accepting him.
Okay.
Now, what his position, real position is, only Prabhupada knows, his Guru Maharaj knows, Krishna knows, right? So we can't outwardly comment, but what we can clearly say is that if somebody is cheating thousands and lakhs of people, obviously Krishna is not going to be so pleased with him, right? Now, what he wants to do with him, that's up to him, right? But see, for us at our position, it's a simple thing, saying that all the time we need somebody who is overseeing us. I'm saying this is the key. If there is nobody who is overseeing us, and we are in danger, that's all. We'll become a Durvasa Muni, right? If we give up this, shelter, if we give up shelter of the authority, if we don't have an authority, we are a danger. Simple. And Krishna is giving us that permanent protection by giving us a guru, by giving us Shiksha gurus, by giving us that protection is giving permanent protection. What else do we expect Krishna to do? Like I said, do we expect him to come and hold our hand? Like I said, even if he comes and holds our hand, we will push him away because we are crazy. Right? So we have to take shelter. We have to understand that we are crazy. We can do any nonsense. We have to take shelter of authority. If we don't do this, there is no hope. There's no other hope.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Okay, anybody else? Anything else? All right. Okay, so we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhu Bhyocha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Samveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.